Horten 09. Hello everybody, it's TheCodMineMan here, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different than my usual videos. I'm going to talk about the Horten 09. And although that was slightly cringy, this is one of my most used planes in the game. Well, actually, I think it is my most used plane in the game, and it's always been, there's always been a little place in my heart for it. And when I saw it get moved up to 8.0, I was devastated. And then a while ago, it actually got moved down to 7.0, but I haven't gotten around to play it. But now I've gotten around to play it. I was playing with S0P3R and HMCS budget cuts, who are right in front of me right there if I stop moving my camera around. Although I was not recording at the time because I was just tired and I was just having fun with these guys. They were bringing out Focke-Wulfs like A4s and D9s, and I was flying my hose. We're gonna have some fun. Fortunately, they didn't get any kills, but I did. Anyway, I want to make a video about the Horten 229 because although I have made one in the past, this one has been a great gameplay for me, or great game for me. So I would love to make another video. So once I saw this thing getting put back down to 7.0, I was thinking, oh god, I must play it because I love the Ho. I've always the Ho has been my favorite plane, favorite jet at least, for the longest time. It's been such a fun experience to fly and such a fun experience to learn, and it's I'm most experienced with it. So this gameplay shows that. But before we go into the gameplay, I just want to talk a little bit about the battery rating system at 9.0. So during this game, some people were chatting with me, or not with me, but with my teammates about the Horten that should still be at an 8.0. You know, I would have to disagree with that because it gets seal clubbed. But if they put it at 9.0 and it was balanced, so that way it was not going against high tiers such as, you know, MiG-15s, MiG-17s, and F2 Sabres, I would be perfectly fine. Because this thing fighting props, actually it's fairly balanced with props because it can outturn props, but once it gets slow, a prop can just slaughter it. I just honestly think that it's a really, really bad shit show in the 9.0 tier because of the high tier jets facing MiG-9s and F-80s, and you know, like they just can't, you can't compete with that. A MiG-9 cannot compete with an F2 Sabre. I mean, it can with a stupid pilot and a smart pilot, but if you just put the two and two together with equal pilots, it would not be able to compete. So here we are going into battle. I see a Kika, a P-80, and then another P-80, and I think I go after the Kika. I cannot remember, but I'm sitting here. I'm climbing at a 10-degree angle, keeping up some speed, and then I see the Kika, and I'm like, free kill. And then I don't know why I went into that view there, but I want to get above it, and then now I start to attack the Kika. Now I'm 2 clicks away, approaching pretty fast. I see that my buddies need assistance with those F8Fs, so I'm debating whether to pull off or stay on. And anyway, sorry about that. But I see my buddies are in trouble, and I decide to turn around, essentially. So here I go, I'm doing 180 degrees. I make sure I'm below 550 kilometers an hour, so I do not rip my wings. Because if you're above 550 kilometers an hour and you use elevator and rudder, you will rip your wings. And that's something I've learned. This plane always has a special place in my heart, because it's just, and here I do my first defensive maneuver. I do negative elevator, then I pull up hard, and then into his shot so he does not have a good shot at me. And that's what I learned in this plane. You always want to use negative elevator to your advantage. And although this plane is turns really quickly, its ailerons, however you spell it, or say it, are very lacking. They do not have much control. They can make you turn very well, but they cannot make you roll very well. So if you're an F8F pilot and you're struggling against Horten 229s, do rolling maneuvers, because the Ho can't do rolling maneuvers for the life of it. And I see that my friend Budget Cuts is in trouble with the R2Y2 here, so I make sure I'm clear from that F8F above me before engaging the R2Y2, because I do not want to die. And once I see he turned off and I'm going faster than him, I pull down and I chase after this R2Y2. And this R2Y2 is going slow. He's been turning with the Focke-Wulf 190, which is a dumb move on him, and then I just put one shot into his pilot and he's down. And now I see this F8F here, so then I hit the deck and I zoom away. I'm going 850. There's no way the F8F will catch up to me. The F8F actually takes out my friend, but I am safe. Too bad for my friend, though. I'm sorry. I wish I should have saved you. But here I put it into a climb, about 15 degrees. I want to maintain the speed while distancing myself between this F8F. And then see, once I see that I have distance from him, I pull up into a vertical so that he cannot follow, but thankfully he does die due to my teammate. So now I am flying this way and I see this P-80 and I feel like he's gaining speed so he can pull up to me. And then I notice he's turning. So I take this opportunity to pounce on him. And he's only 2 clicks below me, so there's actually a lot of distance. But then I see that he passes under me. There's no way he can pull up to me. Then I turn down towards him. I make sure I'm not ripping, so I'm being very careful with my turns. Put on my smoke to let them know that I am superior wonder weapon. And then he starts in the turn, and right now I know that I cannot keep in this turn, so I'm going to try to go lead ahead of his turn so I do not, in fact, die or rip my wings. And I'm slowly catching up to him. He kind of knows that I'm going way too fast, and he puts it in a straight line, but unfortunately I'm catching up to him. And then we even out. It's basically 1v1 right now. I think he's going to use his superior not ripping as an advantage. Here I try to put some shots to him, no avail. They just go into distance. But the one thing I've learned from these 30 mils is they're very good long range. You'll see that in the later part of the video. But going on, he starts to do these maneuvers, and I'm trying to follow. Start to bleed off my speed, and then he pulls. He goes head on with our F-84. Then he pulls, does a roll, and then continues straight. I'm compressing up, and he pulls a hard right, which is something I cannot follow. If I followed that, I would have ripped my wings. So I go straight up into a 90-degree climb, bank over, and I'm going to try to attack him again. So here I get a little bit disoriented, then I figured it out, and yet again, I'm still catching up to him. Even though he did a 180-degree turn and I did a vertical loop, I am still catching up to him. I don't know how, but the P-80 is not very fast compared to the Horten 229. I think its acceleration is slightly better, but the Horten 229's speed is better. But as you see right here, I'm slowly catching up to him. I'm in cockpit view for some reason, because I don't know why. Put on a few more shots, no avail, nothing. Catching up again, but as you see here, once I get in the firing range, 0.9 or below, he does another hard maneuver, and this time he's doing something a little bit weird. He's banking his plane 90 degrees to the left, so that it's hard for me to lead a shot, because he could pull off any time to the left or right. And you see right here, he does that another one of those hard turns, but to the left this time. And that's good move by him, because if he did to the right, I would be expecting that. Then I go into another vertical, and this time he follows me, I think. And so I pull over, trying not to get hit. I didn't roll over the plane in time, but he didn't get any shots at me. So I pull up into the vertical. The Horten 229 is a very good plane in the vertical, let me tell you that. If you want to dogfight a P-80, you'll win anytime. And then see, he knows he's in trouble here, so he tries to run away. I'm catching up to him, so he's trying not to die. And he pulls into, as of right now I'm going way too fast, so he pulls up into a vertical. I'm compressing. I'm trying not to rip my airplane. He's using his rudder to his advantage, and I'm going in the vertical with him, and we are head-to-head dogfight right now. And right here, we both stall out. I don't get any shot on him. He doesn't get any shot on me. But I stall forward because my plane is nose heavy. So I stall. That was a really weird stall. But he stalled away from me, so he got separation, which is a good move by him. So he dives down, and he's gaining distance and speed from me. And so I'm desperately trying to shoot him. I'm getting a little desperate here, you know, just go pew 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 pew. And right here is something I'm amazed at. Poof. Now that's what I love about the Horten 229. Those 30 mils, they have a great distance. And if they're flying straight, just don't be afraid, just go duh, 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 duh. They're so slow flying that you have so much of them. 360 or something doesn't feel like a lot, but it is. Trust me. That amount at that slow rate of fire is going to last you forever. And I just let it rip and killed him. So as of right now, we're going back to base, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit. You see here, we're just, you know, cruising back to base. Slowing down, putting my gear out. Everything's all nice in my world. And land. And as you see there, the cockpit's in Comic Sans. Figured that out. So we're taking off. I'm doing a little bit of aerobatic maneuvers. And, ooh, we missed that. I'm sorry. There's a little simple maneuver I did. It was just a 180 degrees. But here is the F-84. The F-84 actually snuck up on me. I was a little surprised by that. So I'm going to go put back to ×1. And he's doing something smart. He goes down below and then pulls up. So then I spray, don't want to commit. I don't want 650s in me. And so I pull out of it. I go into the vertical. He's obviously way faster than I am. He has so much more energy than I do. But I'm going to try to put a chase so that I do not have him on my 6. And he continues to extend out that way. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I break up because I see our tickets. We're losing. And so I decide to attack some medium tanks because that's what the Horten does best. So here I am, just attacking a few medium tanks. Nothing really special. Then I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I'm constantly checking, and I see him off to my left. So I'm going to do another sweep of medium tanks. Careful not to get hit by him. He's coming up quite fast. I'm going to go down to one hole. He's catching up. He's at 1.18, and so I'm kind of getting a little desperate here. I'm going way too fast, way faster than I should be. So I do something that the hoe I love to do this now. I put my air brake out, throttle to 0. He's 0.76. I put it up, bleed some speed, negative elevator, and then put some positive elevator. He goes right by me. Go in the vertical, he pulls up, and then I just go right back down and zoom away, gain some speed as much as possible. And that's what I love doing in the hoe, because it's so maneuverable that something like an F-84 going at high speed would not be able to even touch me. As you see here, he decides to just go back to base. He's not putting in chase. So I'm going to go out to the sea, gaining some speed. I'm going to put it into a slow turn so I don't lose any speed. And then I put a chase on him. So he's coming at me. He's going to try to... He likes to force a lot of head-ons, actually. And that's what I learned. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm kind of just looking. And there he is. He comes out of nowhere. I just do a little quick maneuver at the last second. Kind of just ignoring him, you know. Here I go, attacking more medium tanks. And I think at this point I see some B-29s up ahead. And I noticed that, yeah, right there, that they were bombing my airfield. And one more B-29 could have actually killed my airfield. So I was a little bit concerned right here. So I started running away from the F-84 because I didn't want my airfield to be taken. And here's another force head-on. I just do some negative elevator moves, something like that. A roll while doing negative elevators is a great idea in this this plane. He misses, doesn't even fire any shots. I just don't want to take the head-on. So then I put the plane up into a climb, and I want to find the bombers, and I see that he's giving me a chase, so I do turn around at some point. My engines start to overheat because they're so hot. Oh yeah, here we go. So he pulled right up to me, and then I did one of those another one of those maneuvers. So then I'm starting to follow him. He realizes that he cannot outturn me, so then he dives away. And no shots, or a bunch of shots, no hits. And so, as you see here, the tickets are just bleeding. And he's trying to bring me away from the airfield. And I thought it was bait, so I didn't pursue after a little bit. I told my friend to activate a blind eye. He activated anti-mech, so thanks. And this is a point where I realized, hey, this could be a bait. They could be bombing my airfield. Because the airfield, there wasn't much left, so I'm going to fly over the airfield a little bit. No bomber in sight. And then all of a sudden, I get a notification in the battle that one of the B-29s crashed. And last time I saw them, they're in a squad together. So I'm like, hey, this could mean that they're together. So this guy actually landed and he took off. And so I see him. I'm coming in at 800 or 900 basically. I start firing at 2K away so that he does not get any hits off me. He barely gets a hit on me. I take him. He's down. It's now down to 1v1. And this is where it got really nervous because I don't know if we're gonna win, if we're gonna lose, anything. But I spot him right here. He is going straight, and then he's gonna pull right up. So then I do something simple. I stay straight until the last second, bleed my speed a little bit, just go left, go right, throw his aim off a little bit, and then I turn around, go into the vertical, and try to put a chase. Fortunately, he's a lot faster, and he zooms away. Speed it up a bit here, little shots off, but nothing significant. So I'm trying to follow him. My engine's overheating. We're having a lot of problems, so I just put it up into a climb and let my engines cool off. And now I lose him, but I'm following his dot. And then he goes into a turn. He goes under me. I decide, hey, let me try to chase him here. And so I was catching up to him a little bit, but then his top speed overexceeded mine, and my engines were about to die, so I had to throttle back a little bit. As you see right there, I put it into a climb again, and I'm just waiting. Now he makes another move right here, tries to force another head-on, which is a good move by him. He should always try to force head-on. I try to put some shots into him, nothing, and then put it into a vertical, follow him again. The best thing to do is after head-on, you always want to follow them so they do not get on your 6. Because if you're in a less maneuverable plane, then you're basically screwed. And so here he goes into another vertical and then puts another head-on, and this is where I get the lucky shot. I know what he's doing before. He made a mistake. He did the thing that he would always do before. You go down, so I compensated for that. And he pulled up, and he went right into one of my bullets. I pulled out of the head-on before he even started shooting, and got the kill. So that was the game that I wanted to show you, is some good defensive flying. Although you missed some of it, you got a lot of it. And I thought it was a great Horten 229 gameplay. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Please leave any planes you want me to fly in the comments below, and I'll be sure to fly it. Also, there is a Horrible Planes challenge coming up soon. I'm sorry it took so long, but now there's finally the Horrible Planes challenge about the Wellington Mark 10, so you'll see that soon. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day. Goodbye.